And I will start sharing my screen right now. Welcome at the Open Access workshop. It's the first workshop the work package RunIU Plus is having, and we're very happy that there are so many people interested in open access. As I already told, because of the Wi-Fi and the bandwidth, the camera, we would like you to have the camera off and your microphone also. There is a chat. It's the second icon on the left, I think, or on the right. I don't know the difference between them. I'm always wrong. But you can chat there if you have any questions. Ali is, and also Jelly Visser are watching the chat. So if you have any questions, they can say whatever the questions are. If there are any technical problems, please mail datasupport@nhlstandard.com. There is ICT IT backup here, and he will try to solve all the problems. So thank you for that. Also, there will be certificates of attendances when we have finished the workshop. So if you have your name registered in the video in the workshop right now, then we know you were here, and then we can recognize you as an attendee. Otherwise, please mail us that you have attended the session, and you can have the certificate also. This is the agenda for today. I'm Ingrid van Gorkum. I'm your host for today, and a big welcome for you at NHL Standen. Then in the next minutes, Siobhan Moon from TUS, the Technical University of the Shannon, will take over and will tell something about the RunIU Plus project, because this workshop is a part of our work package Open Science within the regional university network we are connected to. Then I will I will take over and have something to say about Open Science work package. And then Sonia Pereira from, and now I hope I pronounce it good, it's the Polytechnical Institute of Leiria in Portugal. She will share her knowledge about open access and copyright at the Portuguese case. We have a break already, of course, and also between sessions there will also be a break. So there's plenty of time to have a cup of coffee or go to the toilet or whatever. Well, at 3 o'clock we'd like to give the floor to Renata and Diana from Hungary. And I really don't know how I have to pronounce their institute. So, well, sorry. And then Ali Mutt and Jelly Visser will have a discussion about experience in open access. Some will in the breakout room, and then we will talk about how it works and what we are expecting from you. It's not 5 o'clock we are stopping. We think it's a quarter before 5 o'clock. We'll do the wrap up, and then everybody can go home if they are not already at home. First of all, I want to have Siobhan telling us about the RunIU Plus network, and she will take over the presentation right now. Siobhan, the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you, Ingrid. I'm going to share my screen now, everybody.
Yes, we can see it.
Okay, that's great. So first of all, before I start, I'd like to thank Ingrid and all of her members from the Open Science Work Package for all of the organisation that goes behind today. You'll appreciate, and tomorrow, you'll appreciate appreciate that it's an awful lot of work. Okay, so you've all heard of Run from around your colleges. Some of you are directly involved in Run. Some of you have heard about it. So this is just a quick overview to explain what Run is and then what Run EU Plus is. So Run is the regional university network, and it is a European university that we are all a partner in. So if you look at the right hand side of the screen there, you should be able to pick out your own university from the map of Europe. You can see Ireland has 2 dots in it. So we represent the Technological University of the Shannon, Midlands, Midwest, and we previously were 2 separate organisations, Limerick Institute of Technology and Athlone Institute of Technology, but now we are one. You can see the logos as well for each of our partner institutions at the bottom of the screen. So I am the Run EU Plus Programme Manager, so I will speak about that later on. So Run is a European university, and the European University Initiative was set up by the EU Commission for a number of reasons. One of the main reasons was to join thinking around academic education across Europe, to identify and to develop mobility opportunities for students and staff, and of course researchers included, and to actually focus on educating our students wherever they may be. Maybe they are traditional students, maybe they are based in businesses, etc., etc. But to educate you, so to design courses and educate you to ensure that the skills that you need to develop your regions are part of your course. So currently there's 41 different European universities across Europe, and Run is one of those. Here was the original team that was involved in setting up Run. So you might, if you look at the photographs, you might see some familiar faces in there. On the left-hand side, they're the photographs that were taken in the Portuguese embassy in Brussels when the project was launched late 2018. And on the right-hand side, you can see that the first meeting was held in Limerick on the Moylish campus of TUS. So down at the bottom of the screen, you can see the European flag there, and it says that Run EU is funded by the Erasmus Plus programme. So that's where the funding for the project comes from. The Run EU Plus project that we will speak about in a minute, that's funded by Horizon 2020. So it is a support project for Run EU. So we have 76,000 students across the Run European University, 8,000 staff, 53 faculties and 97 research centres and groups. So originally in the original proposal for the project, there was 8 institutions. So like I said, LIT and AIT have merged from the 1st of October last year. So we are now TUS, or Technological University of the Shannon. The lead of the project is the Polytechnic of Leiria in Portugal. We have Hame University of Applied Sciences in Finland, the Polytechnic of Cavado and Ave in Portugal, NHL Stenden University of Applied Sciences in the Netherlands, Széchenyi István University in Hungary, and Wallerberg University of Applied Sciences in Austria. So I said previously that the focus of Run EU, it's our regional university network. So the focus is on the development of our regions. So it's very important then that the project and our university is steered and influenced by external associates. So we have 34 different associates that are listed there or categorized there for you to see, and they steer the workings of our university and where it's going. The mission and vision then is to develop a European university with all of the partners that fosters excellence and innovation through collaboration. So I mentioned already, it's all about the design and the development of courses that will deliver future and advanced skills that are needed. So we have identified the skills and we will develop courses to educate students and graduates who have those skills. And the whole purpose of this really, it is regional development, but it's to be able to allow our regions to address big societal challenges and become a true engine of regional development. So how are we going to do this? So first of all, we have to really form or European universities, so work together. It's all about building mobility and making mobility part of our everyday. So either it be if we are lecturers, if we are management staff or students, it's all about supporting mobility so that we get to move within and across our European university just to experience the different cultures, the teaching methodologies, and of course the discipline areas. So it's to complement each other really. And many of you may have already had dealings and interaction with this mobility program, and it really is great. So we're also developing unique new educational platforms. So we have three main ones that we are currently working on. So first of all is the European Mobility Innovation Centre. Again, that's the centre that supports our mobility. Future and Advanced Skills Academies and our European Innovation Hubs. So I'll come back to them in a few minutes. If we look at the structure of the project and how it is divided up into different work packages, we have our European Innovation Hubs, our Future and Advanced Skills Academies, otherwise known as FASAs, European Mobility Innovation, our Run Discovery Programme, so that is our research work package. We're developing short and advanced programmes that many of you might have been involved with already, and then collaborative European degrees. So these would be double degrees, joint degrees at both undergraduate or bachelor and postgraduate level. So at postgraduate level, we may have thought masters and research masters and PhD programs. Again, we're not working on our own, and to make sure that our work is relevant, we have a very involved steering committee. So you can see wrapped around the structure there are our outside influences and our outside stakeholders. So the presidents and the rectors of each one of the colleges, they are very involved in steering the project. Our student representatives are very involved as well. And then we have our associated partners that were listed on the first slide and international experts. So our student advisory board and associated partner advisory board, they're very involved in every step of the way. So the three platforms that we're developing then, I'm not going to go through all of this, don't worry. Our Future and Advanced Skills Academies, they're involved in designing and developing these new courses. So may it be short advanced programs, it might be our degree programs or our master's and PhD programs. The European Mobility Innovation Centre, again, it supports mobility of staff and students within our university. And then the European Innovation Hubs. So this is where we link up our research centres to our regional businesses and social enterprises. So we have three different areas that we are developing European Innovation Hubs for: the future industry and sustainable regional development, bioeconomy and social innovation. So linked to each one of these, then there are very ambitious targets that we have to meet. So they're listed at the bottom. So the ultimate goal of our European University is regional development, and the vision for the project is to develop a European zone for interregional development. So you can see there's four distinct pillars here that all feed into that zone. So first of all, we have an education zone, a business and enterprise zone, a regional government zone, and a social and cultural zone. So they're all very individual pillars that, as I said, are integrated or will be integrated into this regional area. Looking at our research then in more detail, so this is a distinct work package by itself. So an audit was carried out of the infrastructure and expertise across all of our partner institutions to see what research was being carried out and what expertise was there. And then they were divided up and categorized into 8 different research areas and clusters. And you can see, I won't call them all out there, but what's relevant here is that they are aligned with the Horizon Europe Pillar 2 clusters. So all of these researchers are already working together to develop new projects. And again, some of you who are postgraduate students may be going to visit and be placed in some of these research clusters. Moving on then to the RUN-EU Plus project. So the Plus stands for Professional Research Programs for Business and Society. So I mentioned just described the research aspect of RUN last, and I did that for a reason. It's because the Run EU Plus project, which I manage, it supports the research clusters that and the innovation hubs. So it's all about developing a research agenda for Run EU. So we know what our clusters are. We're doing an analysis of our regions and the business to see what skills and what expertise do they require out of research. And we're developing research projects with them. And we're also developing joint collaborative practice-based research degree programs. So they are research masters and PhD and doctorate programs. But the uniqueness here is that the student will be based in the company or in the organization. We recognise that researchers are crucial to the success of Run EU Plus. So the focus really is on developing you as researchers and to develop a framework that allows you to make and dedicate your whole career to research. So we call it, we're strengthening the capacity of the human capital. So we're developing a cloud of knowledge portal which has been developed, and that will be rolled out very shortly for you to be able to use to store videos, training videos, etc., etc. Today, we're focusing on open science. So this is our first workshop, and you can see there objective number 4 of the project is to mainstream open science practices and skills across the network. And then the final 2 objectives again are back to focusing on research and working with companies and organizations. So how is the Run EU Plus project set up? You can see here everything that I have mentioned already, all the objectives are identified in the project. So we have the development of a common research and innovation agenda, strengthening human capital. So that's where we do training programs for researchers, so postgraduate students, researchers, research managers, and academic researchers, mainstreaming of open science practices, and then the development of our professional practice-based masters and PhD programs. So here was the initial team who were involved and were present at the launch of the Run EU Plus project. That has been expanded now. We have over 70 people very active and currently working on the project. The deliverables then, identification of a strategic research priority areas for masters and PhD programs. So again, we have to work with our regional companies and societal organizations to identify what areas of expertise do they need us to develop these programs in, and what skills do they require their future graduates or their future employees or future graduates to have. As we develop these degree programs, then we have to identify, first of all, well, what degrees or which programs are we developing? So what discipline areas? Are they in business? Are they in engineering? Are they in medical science, etc., etc.? So we have to develop a degree development roadmap. How are we going to validate and accredit these new programs? So we have to develop an accreditation action plan, both of which we are doing at the moment. So we're currently developing that degree development roadmap and accreditation action plan. We are working on and rolling out, so today is the first day of our workshops for our researcher career development program. We have and are about to launch our cloud of knowledge portal, which you as researchers can use to find information to support you throughout your career. Today we have our open science skills training program. So again, that's just one aspect of our research career development program. Whoops. So we have ambassadors. I'll stop sharing now. Can you see me? So we have ambassadors as well. We have research and innovation ambassadors. We have gender and diversity ambassadors, and we have open science ambassadors. And the role of those ambassadors is to represent the project and all the good development work that we are doing and go be our voice throughout our colleges. So you will hear a lot from those ambassadors. And the final thing then is we have an annual conference, which is our Icarus conference. Yes, you can't see me. I'll turn it on now. Okay, do you really want to see me? So we have an Icarus conference. We had our first one last year, and that is all about the research and the master's and PhD programs that we are developing in conjunction with our regional companies. So that's it. That's an overview of Run EU and Run EU Plus for you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Siobhan, for saying something about RunEU. It's a very important thing to have international connections between the universities and the mobility ahead. I will tell in advance something about our work package Open Science. And well, I don't know why it's stopped presenting now, so I will try to do it another way. Here we are again. Work package 5, mainstreaming open science practices. Well, as you know, open science is about reusing, redistribution, and reproduction of research, and whatever it is. It's node lab notes, it's data, it's also articles, and also about research processes. Well, our main goal is to mainstream open science practices and skills in RunEU, and that's why we're giving the workshop right now. Also, we want to cultivate awareness about open science and do innovation training programs. And well, again, it's about training workshops. We have already, Yvonne mentions our open science ambassadors. Well, I think I need don't need to introduce all of them, but you can see which persons your organization is an ambassador. Their task is to give input to us by saying what will help us and what is wrong with give information to help us being to improve the open science experiences for researchers, and also give us feedback about the workshops. Well, in our work package, we had for this year, we had several tasks, and you see the audit map is already delivered with the gap analysis. Well, and if you can see, we put the audit map on the policy of the 8 ambitions of the European Commission. And the 8 ambitions is open data. Well, as you know, there is tomorrow we will it is a workshop about fair data, and then we'll go into details about fair data. The European Science Cloud. Now we want to have our own cloud as well to share all the important publications, open access, but also we want to share this workshop also with in the cloud. It's about new generation metrics, all about, what is it? Make everybody know about the research, and not only researchers themselves, and not only to put our research into journals. It's also about being in newspapers, being on TV, being on social media. And that's a whole new world to explore right now. Then we have the mutual learning, of course, and that's why RunEU is also perfect, because every university has its own learning experiences. Another thing is the scholarly communication. Well, in the old days, and still now, it was usual to publish a paper, and that was it. Now it's also about publishing data. And Finland has experience in publishing data right away, the raw data, before the article is even published, before the data is even analyzed. Then also rewarding is an ambition of the European Commission. And well, there's work to do for us right now, as in educationals and skills and in citizen science. Most people, I don't know, citizen science is part of science where citizens are introduced in science. The most popular project in the Netherlands is the bird counting project. Everybody in the Netherlands is asked to have half an hour in a certain weekend and count their birds in their garden. And then all these numbers and statistics is verzameld, collected in one big database, so biologists know which bird is more, which birds are more breeding in the environment, and which birds are not that much anymore. So this is an example of citizen science where everybody has a account in their in science. I don't know how to come back. Ah, there it is. Also, the ambassador network. We introduced you already to our network of ambassadors, and our training program is right now. So I hope you enjoy it. Before we begin, before I give Sonja the floor, I will ask you to put an answer in the form about the level of knowledge you have on open access. It's the level of knowledge you think you have on open access. Ali will put the link in the chat, and I hope you will give an answer then, so we know about the knowledge you have already, and we hope your knowledge is improved when you have had the workshop.